Rachel. Welcome back to another YouTube video. It is my secondary squat day and it is week 3. Really excited for today's workout. Let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Alright, that was my last warm-up. I just did 2 reps at 185. My top set's going to be 6 reps at 195 pounds. RP 6 is the goal. And then I go straight into safety bar Hatfield squats after. My daughter is napping, but my fur baby is still here. Oh, 6 reps is a lot for, that's actually kind of heavy for me for 6 reps. And also the last 3 training blocks before this, I was doing high bar. But like I said, I just have 1 working set of low bar squats and then moving on to safety bar Hatfield squats next. But feels pretty good. Squats have been in kind of a little bit of a funk lately, but I feel like they're finally coming back around. So this is the first back off set of 8 with safety bar Hatfield squats. So you're just lightly gripping onto the handlebars. So it helps you load into your legs a lot more where you're not focused on the core and back stability as much. You're able to just get more good hypertrophy for your legs. And so obviously I'm able to load this a lot more. I really like this movement. And since I haven't done this in a while, I've been making really big jumps each set, each week. So I actually did these ascending. So my first set, this looks like 205 on the bar, but the bar weighs 65 pounds. So it's 225 pounds for 8 for my first set. And I was working up to RPE 6, RP5, RP6. So nothing crazy. And also want to make sure you don't jump up too fast when you haven't done a movement in a while, because then you get really sore and you'll definitely regret it the next day. So that's my first set of 8. And these are feeling pretty easy. My plan was to go up 10 pounds each set because I have a 3x8 today. But I think I'm just going to jump right up to 245. If you don't know, the safety bar weighs 65 pounds, so it will look like 225, but it's actually 245. And then if that's easy, I'll go up from there. Otherwise, I'll just do my last 2 sets at 245. But let's hop into it. So earlier I mentioned that one of the benefits of safety bar Hatfield squats is that it takes a little bit of the pressure off your lower back and your core, and it lets you just focus on your legs, getting some good hypertrophy work. So this is on Saturday, and on Thursday I have my primary deadlift day, and then on Tuesday I have my primary squat day. So that's a lot of consecutive loading of my core and lower back, getting a lot of stress on that. Obviously good stress, good tension, but this is a way to still be able to train your legs, get more hypertrophy, but not overexert yourself. So I'm able to recover, and then I have 2 full days off of legs before I train my primary squats again, and then I have a quick turnaround in between squats and deadlifts again. So this is a good substitution if you're taxing your body a little too much. That was honestly still pretty easy. I'm only supposed to go up to a maximum of RP 6 on these, but even though I'm out of breath, it's just because of the cardio. But I think I'm gonna go up to 265, so add another 10 pounds on each side. First set was 225, second set 245. We'll see how 265 is, and this will actually be the heaviest I've ever done for this. This matches my PR on this movement. think that was probably RP5, maybe RP6, so I wanted to the described RP range by the end. Now on to accessories. So for accessories, I'm starting with dumbbell RDLs, and the downfall of my home gym is I don't have 100 pounds. I don't have anything above 90 pounds. So I'm gonna do 90s. I did them for week 1 and 2 as well, and it was really, really easy. So I might add more reps if anything. And then I also have step ups. I got a new box for step ups. Before I was just doing it on my bench, so I was a little bit unstable. And then I have cable wood chops at the end. So I'm gonna breeze through those really quickly. So I added 3 extra reps. I've been doing 3 sets of 15 instead of 3 sets of 12 like the previous 2 weeks, but it still feels really easy. So hopefully I can either get 100-pound dumbbells for my home gym or do this at the commercial gym next week. Added slightly more range of motion on my second set of RDLs, and I definitely felt more of a burn in my glutes. So I'm gonna try to keep that increased range of motion for the 3rd set, but still, even then it was still only about RP6 max. So that was definitely a good home gym purchase to get the box specifically for step ups. Last week I was doing 35s with my regular bench that I bench on, and so it was a little bit unstable. So even though I went up 5 pounds to the 40s this week, it was still like 10 times easier. I could go and weight, but I've already made a lot of progressions on literally every single lift this week. So I want to avoid being sore. I train legs 3 times a week. I also run twice a week, so I want to make sure that I'm not making jumps too fast. And because this is my first time running step ups in a while, I need to be cautious. So instead of progressing in weight for the next 2 sets, I'm just gonna try to control the speed a little bit slower and get more of a burn and focus specifically on my quads. And one thing I'll say with progressing for your lower body accessories is investing in some straps. I was using those on the RDLs. I'm not using them on the step ups, and even though it's really light for me to hold on to 40s, by the time I get to the end of my set, because I'm going so slow and I'm holding them for so long, my forearms are definitely burning. So if you feel like it's a limiting factor in your grip, you should definitely use straps while you're lifting so that you can actually progress your lower body and not be focused on like your arms as a limiting factor when you're trying to grow your legs. All done with step ups. I just have cable wood chops, so I'll show you that right now. And then I'll probably show you a few other lifting highlights from the rest of week 3. Second heaviest week of the training block. Let's just hop into that last exercise. So before I close out this video, I just wanted to show a few more training clips from week 2. So this workout was actually from week 3 that I showed the full lower body workout, but I have 4 reps at 205 on my primary squat day, 4 reps at 135 on my primary bench day, and 4 reps at 295 pounds on my primary deadlift day. But I wanted to talk a little bit about seasons of fitness. I allude to this a little bit more in the extra, but you can't be at your strongest year on, and that's kind of hard when you're a powerlifter because you're like, oh, I want to be hitting PRs, I want to be going after specific numbers that I've been chasing for a long time. And yes, it's fun to compete and be on the platform, and I can't wait for when I'm in that season again, but there's also a time where you want to focus on other things. Like for me right now, something that helps me in the off season, having other goals outside of lifting. Yes, my running might limit my strength a little bit, but it also helps me to like give my body a little bit of break. I'm not focused on top end maximal strength, so I can add in a little bit of mileage, focus on my endurance, my cardiovascular capacity, focus more on hypertrophy, trying to grow muscle. You're not meant to be at your strongest, your leanest, your fastest, everything year round. There's a time where you peak, there's a time where you're in volume land, there's a time where you're in strength land, and I honestly enjoy all of the phases, and I'm glad that I'm not in a peak right now, but I'm also excited to see what my strength is after this off season. And if you haven't seen my full home gym tour video, you probably don't know that my gym is literally in the front entryway to my house, if you couldn't tell from other clips. So if you turn the camera around, we got my front door over there, the stairs over there, the kitchen back there. but you gotta make it work. We park in our 2-car garage, so we can't have a garage gym in our house currently. So just front entryway to the house, gotta make sure I get my workouts in, even when I'm watching my daughter while she's sleeping. Need to make sure that I can always, without a doubt, get my workouts done. But I've been really enjoying this training block. This is my 4th training block in my off season since my last powerlifting competition. And I'm really hoping to be able to compete again sometime this year, probably in the fall. There haven't been any meets that have opened up, but in the meantime, I'm gonna be increasing my running volume a little bit. I'm gonna be doing another 5K race, maybe even a 10K. But really my goal is just get a 7-minute, like exactly pace for 5K. So I think I'm gonna be doing a race in like July. So I'm gonna be increasing my running volume while my lifts are still really light. Like this is a huge hypertrophy focused leg day, and all of my leg days, even my primary squat day, my primary deadlift, are more volume focused. So more on the hypertrophy gains and not the top end maximal strength. You can't be at your maximal strength all year round, just like you can't be at your maximal leanness body composition all year round. But I've been really enjoying my training. I hope you enjoyed this leg day workout video. That's gonna conclude today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.